there's a free AI plugin that can retouch portraits in Photoshop with just, one click, and you don't need a monthly subscription. Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you AI Bimo Retouch 3, how to install it, how it works, and whether it's actually good enough to speed up professional retouching workflow. And yes, the download link is in the description, and the password to unlock the file will be revealed during this video, so stay tuned. Okay, so you all know that AI retouching is becoming a huge trend right now, and a lot of creators moving from manual skin retouching to AI assisted workflow because it saves time and helps beginner get faster results. Plus, but many AI tools online require expensive subscription, and some don't even look natural. They look plastic and the rest. So these are the attributes we need to check when actually going for AI assisted tools. So today we are testing a free alternative, and trust me, this one looks natural and it's fast. Okay, so now all you just need to do, first of all, download the plugin from the link in the description. Inside the download folder, you're also going to find the installation procedure, so make sure you read it carefully before installing. The setup process is very simple. Open Photoshop, install the plugin according to the instruction included in the folder, restart Photoshop, and you are ready to go. Also, don't forget, I said the password to unlock the file will appear later in this video. So now let's test the AI plugin. Okay, so normally manual retouching can take a lot of time. Takes time to retouch and balancing skin texture, smoothing skin carefully, and preserving realistic details. But with AI Bimo Retouch 3, all I have to do is to click one button. So this is AI Bimo 3, and this is with the interface. Yeah, see, yours might be a little bit I'm just going to click on 3. So you can see the button 3 here, which is an upgrade of 2 to 3. So forget about the 4 for the now. Let's try and use this 3. Now we have this. I'm just going to duplicate this layer by hitting Ctrl J. So Ctrl J. Sorry, I did that. Ctrl J. Yep. So we're going to be using this as reference. Now let's go back to this, and I'm just going to click 3. So let's notice what's going to happen to it. Now it's just going to click a layer for us, which is a black layer. You see right here, it's actually created a black layer for max layer. Now this is what we need to do. We need to select the brush. I'm going to keep this. We need to select the brush tool and make it bigger. Okay, make sure your flow is 15%. Yeah, so I like using 50% for this one. And if you can open up the folder as well, we are going to see the 2 other layers where you one add contrast and one add base retouch. So for now, if you understand Photoshop, if you're a beginner, you should know that black hides and white, what does white do? It reveals. So because our flow is 15%, I'm just going to click on the layer. If yours is not selected, let's close it for the now. And I'm going to brush for a place, for example. So let's brush on this place. So like this, just brush on anywhere, and you're going to see that there is a difference. It looks very, very rough. Don't worry about that. I'm going to show you why it's like that and why will we adjust it. So let's zoom in. So you can see how that place looks like. If I turn it off, you're going to see that it's affecting the area. So it's just actually showing you the place is actually affecting first of all. So see, yeah, before and after. So you just have to leave it, or you can even add or include some other places and make sure it's affected. Now this is what we do. After doing this, you come here, and why this is actually like this is so I'm going to leave it at 37, or we can do 40. 40 should be fine, and I'm going to click OK. So this is what we have at 40. We can also go back to the Gaussian blur and go back to that, and we can increase like 0.9 and just the one that works best for you. So now let's see, we go back to this. Remember I said 15%, so let's start applying it. So you can see, so one good thing about this is you can always go back to it, and we can always come here and turn off this, and you can see the effect. We can even go inside, and the high pass filter for it determines what we have. High contrast, this we give, and lower contrast, this we produce. So I'm just going to leave that before preview. You can see what's going on. So let's just leave it. Now you can also go back to the Gaussian blur and make it look, you can take it downwards if you want to make it more smooth. If you want to bring more texture out, you can leave that. So 1.8, and let's see how 1.8 looks like. So it looks, you can see all the details of the skin. And also you can go back to the high pass filter, and if you're not okay with it, you can increase, and you're going to get a smooth skin. You can take it below, and the more you bring it bit down, you can see what's actually going on. So it just look for the best spot for it. So I guess the 41 or 44 should be fine for us. It's okay. So you see how we can actually manipulate that. So let's just tidy this up. So how amazing this looks. And I won't actually advise if you want to low down the opacity because it's already low. You can also bring it down if you want. So but let's just see how it feels when we take it below. So you can see how it looks now. So let's just leave it at 88. So take a look at how easy it looks. And we have all these little things. That's because we left it at 100. Okay, so this is, let's create a time visible area, Control Shift Alternate here. Of course, if you want to get what's it called, you want to get a real, what's it called now, image, you can just take out some trash with just all these tools. Just touch it a little. But just because I just want to show you how it works, that's why it actually took my time. If not, I would have just quickly you get. Let's just turn it off and on. So before, look how rough it